Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So honestly, today I told you guys I'm, really watching the indices. I have to wait until they open. Of course, they do open at around 9:30 a.m. It is currently about 8:15 a.m. We are watching Bitcoin today because we are seeing a little bit of some downward trend. We are seeing, XRP down 7.80%. This is, of course, due to Bitcoin dominance being around 42% and us taking a little bit of a hit. Today is Friday, so I am watching, the indices and how they are going to react to the weekend, and of course react to the inflation rates that just came out, which of course said we were around like 7% or so. Honestly, we are probably like at least in the double digits. I mean, there's no way that we can be only at 7% inflation, but again, that doesn't matter. Today I have a ton of things to talk about. Specifically, you could call it doomsday warnings, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it. But we are going to be talking about XRP and addressing XRP as well throughout this entire process. But more so specifically talking about things that are major warning signs right now. So first off, let's just dive in and let's jump into this. So XRP Darren, shout out to him. We're seeing here banking sources told Reuters that the move would be an atomic bomb for the industry because it would prevent the repayment of debts. And if you guys did miss this, so I actually discussed this a little bit ago. I mean, this was talking about the collapse of SWIFT, if you will, but we do see FCA warns banks of Russian cyber attacks as Ukraine tensions ripple through European finance. And of course, if we do read more so about this, it is also centered around SWIFT as well. We do see here that the FCA confirmed in a statement it has been in touch with the UK lenders to shore up security systems. As you'd expect, we're contacting firms to highlight the National Cybersecurity Center's statement that organizations should bolster their cybersecurity resilience. And of course, these are all happening because of what is happening within Russia. We know conflicts are getting very heated, but we do see politicians have floated the potential expulsion of Russia from SWIFT, the widely used international payment system, which would have a significant impact on banks across the continent. Banking sources told Reuters that the move would be an atomic bomb for the industry because it would prevent the repayment of debts. And honestly, this would be catastrophic for SWIFT. I've said it multiple times when we're talking about the downfall of SWIFT. It could very well be at the hand of the U.S. And when I say that, it's because the U.S. has been utilizing the U.S. dollar as a financial weapon. Okay? Us collapsing the U.S. markets, or I should say the U.S. dollar value by inflating it, also causes a catastrophic, shockwave around the world as well. We know that the U.S. dollar has been the dominance, currency, but I do believe that that is going to change very, very soon. This is exactly why we are seeing, countries like China move in on CBDCs and really ramp up adoption of them. And I do believe that this is going to continue and continue and continue. And I'm just saying, if Russia starts to pull out of SWIFT, we're going to see a lot of countries pulling out of SWIFT as well. But we also see here, Federal Reserve Board releases hypothetical scenarios for its 2022 bank stress test. I thought this was very interesting as well. So this goes back to just yesterday. Federal Reserve Board on Thursday released the hypothetical scenarios for its annual bank stress test, which help ensure that large banks are able to lend to households and businesses even in severe recession. I thought this comes at a very odd time. In the 2022 stress test scenario, the U.S. employment rate rises 5 3/4 percentage points to a peak of 10% over 2 years. The large increase in unemployment rate is accompanied by a 40% decline in commercial real estate prices, widely corporate bond spreads, and a collapse in the asset prices, including increased market volatility. And I'm just saying right now, I know that these are stress tests. I understand that. Also, we do see a lot of these major financial institutions and banks labeled here, subject to global market shock, subject to counterparty default as well. You could see a lot of these, like for example, Bank of America, Barclays, Citigroup, Credit Suisse, DB USA Corporation. These are some high tier names. I mean, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, JP Morgan. You guys know these names. These are household names. The funny thing about all of this to me is the fact that this is almost like a warning on what's happening right now and what's going to be happening very, very soon. I believe that there is going to be a systemic shock in terms of the markets. I mean, this is why I watch the indices on a day-to-day basis, because I believe that the indices are in a massive bubble. I've talked to you guys about this. I've discussed it to you in terms of inflation rates and in terms of spending. There's no way that the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and even the S&P 500 should be as high as they are. We should have collapsed a very long time ago. I compare this to the March of 2020, right? We have been printing nonstop. Over 40% of the US dollar in circulation has been printed in the last 2 years alone. This is an issue, okay? And I don't think a lot of people are really, analyzing this in a very good spotlighted way. I think that the overall, factors here to really play a part is honestly everything that they're saying here. I think that we're going to see a collapse of major markets, including real estate. I think that we're going to see a massive shift very, very soon. And of course, this is exactly why I am preparing my crypto. This is why I'm preparing everything to really kind of de-risk myself a little bit. There's a lot of stuff happening. We even see here breaking news. The European Central Bank is telling Eurozone banks to step up their defenses against cyber attacks. I mean, everything is moving so fast, but it's all playing a huge role. All right. Banks across the Eurozone are being told to increase their cyber defenses, with the region's regulators saying the issue should be a top priority amid heightened geopolitical tensions. There's a lot of, talks about blackouts, cyber attacks. I mean, it is getting very, very crazy out there. And we also see here the ultimate solution is a bridge asset, China, Russia. And this is all talking about XRP, because so many cross-border transactions have a dollar leg. Unilateral U.S. sanctions would achieve 75% of combined U.S.-European sanctions. The almighty dollar we are seeing here mentioned as well. I told you guys, this is all centered around, financial war. There is a financial war going on right now with all these tensions. This is exactly why, right? Like we're seeing here, if any sanction, with a nuclear option, it would be cutting off Russian transactions in the almighty dollar via institutions with U.S. links. I'm telling you guys, pay attention to things that are happening here. Chinese banks urged to switch away from SWIFT as U.S. sanctions loom. I mean, it's happening right now. A bridge currency like XRP changes the dynamic dramatically. Transactions that don't involve the U.S. or other third countries don't have to travel through their systems to settle. This allows people to stop jumping through third-party regulatory, loops or hoops, and just get, on with doing business, I suppose. I think that this was extremely, wrong a little bit in terms of wording, but all good. It is the truth. Like, we are seeing a collapse of the old system before our eyes, but China is actually far more vulnerable to U.S. sanctions than it will let on. We even see here, SWIFT is dominated by the US dollar. This is exactly why SWIFT is going to fall. It is being utilized as a financial weapon. This is the issue that we are all plagued with on a day-to-day basis. I'm telling you guys, I honestly think that SWIFT is going to fall very, very soon. And I definitely do think that something like XRP, I'm not going to say it's going to be XRP, but something like XRP or even XRP itself is going to rise above all else and become the world reserve bridge currency, if you will. I'm not too sure if it's going to be XRP. I'm just saying, because I don't want to be, too biased or anything or speculate too much, but we are seeing things move very, very fast with this. What if it doesn't matter what the US decides to do in regards to XRP? They can't stop other countries from using it. And I know that the question right now in this, video, we're going to be seeing comments, yeah, but it's in a lawsuit, so what does it matter, right? Evans here. I feel like it has to matter. You know, it's hard to imagine a successful implementation of a global banking utility if the U.S. corridor isn't seamless. Yes, but since the U.S. dollar, together with SWIFT, controls money transfers around the planet for now, it's very likely that the U.S. may not play ball. You know, if you have the power, you most likely won't give it away. And this is the truth. Like, we're seeing this happen right now. We're seeing a massive ego play from the SEC currently, trying to not give up any power to digital assets. They want all the power within the banking sector. We also see here, 95% of Ripple's customers are not from the U.S., CEO Garlinghouse says. This goes back to December of 2020. This was before the lawsuit, I mind you. Potential customers in the U.S. are apparently holding off from using Ripple's XRP-related services due to regulatory uncertainty, and that's totally fine. But we do see 95% of our customers are non-U.S. customers, and only about 5% are here in the U.S. And people say, you are a U.S. company. Why is that? One of the dynamics is that U.S. companies are waiting for clarity, and that clarity, when we're talking about regulations as well, by the way, I've always said that we're going to see massive adoption in the U.S. around XRP, and that clarity emanates from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Emanates. I meant, sorry to say. But we also see here for us, around XRP and other 100 countries or over 100 countries that are working with XRP, getting that clarity, it's very clear to me that XRP is being used by many countries companies as a currency. And this is also why I do believe that when we are talking about the U.S. as a country and we are talking about many other areas around the world, the adoption for XRP has been ramping up on a day-to-day basis. I do believe that it's only a matter of time. And also, I want you to all understand currently, right? When we are talking about the retail individuals, they do not matter for XRP. Retail investors are noise. They want to use XRP as an instrument for its intended true purposes for the quantum financial system reset. The greatest transfer of wealth goes through XRP, the bridge currency. And listen closely to this.
Many people are using cryptos just to buy and sell and make quick gains out of it. Does it hurt the growth of cryptocurrencies, that usage for a quick buck?
So it's kind of chicken and egg. You have to create a marketplace. And right now we have about 150, 200 exchanges around the world that trade in XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And we certainly don't want that much noise, but we're waiting. And for example, this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions who will start to use it for wholesale, financial usage, that's when the turning point will come.
Got it.
And this is exactly what we are waiting for. We're seeing XRP being bought up by institutional, companies. We're seeing institutional grade money flowing into XRP already. They don't care about retail investors because retail investors, at the end of the day, definitely are just noise. Okay, this is why we pay attention to on-demand liquidity. On-demand liquidity is one of the biggest use cases in crypto that we've ever seen. Okay, and I don't think a lot of people realize how big that is, even if Ripple is only utilizing it, for on-demand liquidity, for an example, which we know that they're not. XRP has many other use cases, but of course, Ripple sees massive potential behind XRP for line of credit and even on-demand liquidity. But on-demand liquidity has the potential to replace SWIFT entirely. This is exactly why I'm talking to you guys about SWIFT. This is why I'm talking to you guys about the major collapse of these systems. We are seeing before our eyes, call it hypotheticals, call it stress tests, call it whatever you want, but ultimately we are seeing a massive shift throughout the entire financial system. The entire financial infrastructure will be rebuilt. It will be redesigned fully in a digital aspect because we are already seeing major countries moving in on, of course, digitization and CBDCs. China was the first to go majorly live with this, and we are seeing them move very, very fast. So it's only a matter of time. The race is on. And guys, I'm just very excited, to say the least, to see what happens next. But with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video with Nick. Peace out, guys.